Tyson Fury loses a criminal debate in court against tampered gloves with Deontay Wilder. Debate 101. You know, I just read this. I just heard a piece of it. I scammed through it. I heard people calling in. I don't know who they were talking to. They kind of, you know, I don't know. I don't know who they were talking to, but you can't make this shit up. And it's crazy how these clickbait titles are, with these guys making these videos, how they're able to do certain things. And by making shit like that. First of all, if he's referring to the mediation, okay, that's what we're dealing with. We're not even in court about that yet. So how the fuck you gonna make a video about Tyson Fury losing in court when they ain't even went to court yet about having the first fight? Counterpunch. Like, this type of shit with people on YouTube, it's getting to the point where I know people are lying. You know, I heard a video on Bruce Vane, and he was talking about how all these channels, people are just lying and peddling for fucking views. And it's getting retarded, really. But for those who don't know, this is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News. And of course, we know this Glovegate debate has been going on since Deontay Wilder got beat. You know, shortly after, you know, we had some, we had photos, we had videos from the first fight. Tyson Fury rocking loose gloves. We'll get to that in a second. And of course, we had Glovegate 2.0. And it gets to the point where I guess if something works for you, go with it. But damn, do you have to milk every fucking thing? You know what I mean? Like, why would you post a title about someone going to court or Tyson Fury losing in court against Deontay Wilder? Is that wishful thinking? I'm pretty sure it's wishful thinking. I'm pretty sure that those channels want that type of thing to happen. You know, but just to say, hey, yeah, Tyson Fury loses in court against Deontay Wilder's tampered glove case, and it hasn't even happened. Do you understand? Like, that's fucking just false. You're falsifying titles. You're doing that shit for clickbait. And I get certain titles to get people to click on your shit. It's one thing, but I think you build a reputation for being full of shit. Because in hindsight, whatever happens with Wilder's trying to get the fight with Fury, okay, all that other stuff will happen, hopefully, which I was told will happen. But to say it had already happened just for somebody to click on your fucking video is pathetic. It's pathetic, man. You know what I mean? And the strangest thing about that is when I counterpunch the videos, the part of the title is in there. The same motherfuckers that's making clickbait titles are the same people running the YouTube trying to shut my channel down because you guys made such a fucked up video. And you know where the title comes from, because the title itself is bullshit. But I was counterpunching the title too, so a portion of that was involved in my title of my own video. So it's retarded to want Tyson Fury gone to the point where you'll lie on a title to claim that, hey, this happened, and I want you guys to click on the video, and it's really nothing but a debate of people calling in. Now, let's get to the core of the argument. The core of the argument is John Grzinski had a photo. That was 2.0. Not the video. The video of him having loose gloves was in the first fight. And I'm just baffled on how none of these motherfuckers caught that at the time. But, you know, whatever. You know, I mean, that's the point by itself. Because you guys didn't have any problem with Tyson Fury's floppy ass gloves when he wasn't punching with those gloves. He was just flicking shots. You didn't have no problem when it was a draw, because it wasn't a win for Wilder and it wasn't a win for Fury. It was a draw. So that should have brought your investigative antennas raised up then. But at the point, y'all didn't give a shit. Y'all didn't care until Wilder lost. Then all of a sudden, you're going back 5 years. You're going back 2 years. You're going back to a bunch of shit that isn't even relevant at this point in time. But just for the simple fact that Wilder lost? Because what you're saying, you're justifying, hey, let's look into shit when he lost, rather than let's look at shit as time progresses, fight by fight. You guys should have been on that shit on the first fight. So I'm very disappointed in you. That's why I doubt that you really give a shit about what happened the first fight. You know what I'm saying? You're just trying to pile it all on one particular fight, because one particular fight is when he lost. That's when he lost. Then you give him everything. And you try to bring up shit from the last 5 years because you're so fucking butthurt that your fighter lost. And you have no explanation for it. But until now, Glovegate explains why Wilder lost. Wilder is agreeing to everything that happened. You know what I mean? Had it been his own personal reasoning, and if it would have been a little different from what everybody else is saying, it would have made it would have been more believable. But since it's all coming from the same shit, him, and people are now adding more lies on top of that, it's really sad, man. It really is. But then yet, Tyson Fury is such a fucked up fighter. He's such a cheat. He's been a cheater for 25 years. But the same cheater you knew, supposedly, for 5 years, or however long you knew he was a cheat, and with the gypsy spells and such, you wanted to give him a chance and bless him because that's how good you are. Man, get the fuck out of here. You full of shit. You are full of shit. You wanted to fight that motherfucker because you thought, hey, Tyson Fury would be a good name on my resume. The motherfucker ain't fought a credible opponent in 3 fucking years since Klitschko. So how about I get him back in the ring, knock his fucking brains out, and claim dominance so I can get a better raise by fighting Joshua. That's what I believe that was happening. And then the shit backfired because the motherfucker talked himself into a fight, whipped himself into better shape than he was before he got fat and blown up, right? And took it to you for 12 rounds. He almost knocked him out, but almost ain't good enough. And when he was in better shape, he got his ass whooped. End of story. Now, did Tyson Fury do some veteran shit? Yeah, he did. He did some veteran shit. But does that merit you guys doing and saying everything that the man fucking did was this and that, and bringing up old boar meat and fucking old farmers out of the blue? Think about out of the blue. What's the odds of these motherfuckers just popping up out of the blue? You know what I mean? But it's just sad, man, that all these different factors are now crashing at Tyson Fury, to the point where if I'm Tyson Fury, I know he's trying to not to make and put too much energy into it, but at this point, I would go after those motherfuckers. Why not? You know what I mean? You're wanting to fight with me, but you're claiming I'm a cheat. Think about it. Did you think Miguel Cotto went after Margarito before they caught Margarito? No. Because he wasn't that butthurt over losing. A loss is a loss. Because Cotto got hit, but Cotto was fucking cheated. You know why? Because it was proven that Cotto was cheated. And you know what wasn't proven? That John Grzinski himself came forth, like claims Aki, says that he's going to have to take stand. Okay, well, where the fuck is he now? That could have all been said and done. Why can't these guys, why can't anyone, me or anyone else, get a hold of John Grzinski? So somebody saying, hey, these are real as a whole, it's just like saying, hey, somebody saying these are fake. Because no one has the original copies. And you can claim that one was the original that just floating around on the internet. You can claim that. But if you have nothing to compare it to, how the fuck can you actually claim that? That's all I'm saying. If they come with John Grzinski with the fucked up photo, then at least we can prove that that image was a legit image that he took. You see what I'm saying? And then he can match both pictures, and if they look just alike, that means that John Krasinski's photograph wasn't tampered with. That's what that means. But no one's saying anything. They're bringing up old bullshit sparring partners that ain't fucking fought in 4 years, go figure. They're bringing up other bullshit that, the Martin Carefoot, the guy with the wild boar meat, okay? And and people are eating this shit up because a lot of people are racist anyway. They're racist pieces of shit, and they're looking for just enough of an excuse as these channels are. Because if Deontay Wilder, understand, what Deontay Wilder means to the channels is if Deontay Wilder lost fair and square, he's going to be less marketable. So if you throw a scandal in there, that gives him something to talk about on top of getting revenge and blasting another fighter. But these guys aren't willing to go into every factor. Like JD's, nobody's talking about him over there. They don't talk about him at all because Deontay Wilder doesn't want to talk about that. And this is what we're dealing with this type of debate. So the debate is give more proof. Stop sending clickbait, lying ass titles to your fucking videos because it's ridiculous. And and if they keep on with that shit, somebody is gonna in charge, because it doesn't have to be Tyson Fury. It could be somebody connected to Tyson Fury. Could easily be like, you know what? These guys are actually sending false fucking titles claiming that Wilder won. You know what I mean? If these big guys and big boys cared to give a shit about what people were saying like that, they could be in a whole lot of trouble. But I'm going to end this video with that. You guys tell me what you think. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.